Hello and welcome as today's date comes in that of Monday, 17th of June, 2019. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel, all bets trades, and of the like within each his own risk and their own reward as Bitcoin dominance continues. And that started back on June the 13th from this low, was managed to continue moving higher. Nothing at the rate of ascent like it moved in back in May, but still, of course, lately, what's going on is Bitcoin's going up and the rest of the altcoins, for the most part, are not. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart next against the dollar. As price action in at 9,000, well, close to 9,300, 92.94 as of this exact time, and it is 9:40 a.m. Eastern Time. The market's pretty much tripled from the low. What do I got to go for this low? I mean, 3150 is the low. Maybe even 30. I want to pick a low that was not anything more than a very quick flash. Well, the daily chart will help me out better on that. There was a few days here. I do have to count the 3150. Tripling that move would be 9,450. And I guess it's just a matter of time now, since it only needs to go up less than 2% to get there before that is the case. And it's now just inching very, very much closer to the 98.14. And I've been stating for quite some time, since it pretty much got to 75, 76, and that this thing was most likely to make it here before it is to go here next. And it looks like that will be right. And then the next question will be, okay, I'm just going to see what happens then, because there was key resistance before that came into play here around this area here, 47, 48, and it didn't find any resistance there. So up in here, I was figuring, okay, this thing is going to go up here before it went down there, and that one also was the case. Looking at the time frames of just how we look on the daily, we'll look at the weekly then after that, and short term as well. But during this decline, I seen it have this big move, and it's either a successful correction or part of a market reversal, either bullishly or bearishly. And it was a successful correction, and that's why I was saying, okay, either that or let's see if it can hold, stay above the 18. It resisted it for a while, but it never did break down its original established support of 7,427 dollars. And it had a small test this day, most certainly on the 9th of June. But it recovered the next day. You have red candle down and then bringing it back up. A decent satisfactory whole day was on June the 11th, making it to the 18 highs on June 12th. The opposite of a satisfactory day as a whole day after that. And satisfactory means, yeah, okay, good enough. And very, very, very good effect on this one here, on this whole day on June 13th. And since then, one, two, three, four nice green candles in a row. And we can even see, just looking at the last two, that yesterday's session did have a retracement coming back down to this point, and then now starting to lift higher right back at yesterday's high. So that's a very, very bullish setup in here, just looking at these two candles and where it came from. Nice little move. And on the weekly term, it's exactly just that again. Beautiful uprise higher. Pause candle. Nice red candle down. And then to get it all back and a bit more, have a higher high than it did, close a little bit higher, and we see the follow through in this week. And oftentimes, I'm going to quickly show the hour. Oh, there's 15 minutes left. I like that because that tells me what percentage of the candle is done. In this case, 3/4 done. Pretty much got good time within it. Once you get to 25, 30, 40%, most of the candles should be filled more times than not. The weekly chart, well, it started last night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the new week. So that's 4 hours to end the day, plus another 9, 13 and 3/4 hours. Okay. So we have 13.75. That represents 57% of a day. So let's just do 7, divide that number, which will get me the percentage of the week. or 1/12th. I have to one exit now. 8.2% of the week is through. Not much. It's already showing very, very good upward momentum right now, and I think that it's a good pierce above 9,800 in store, and then what happens after that, we'll wait and see. Because this is in very high, getting to hyper aggressive, close to hog wild status movement, which could be exciting times if, of course, resistance doesn't come into play. Okay, so I'll switch this up to the Bitstamp exchange, taking the Fibonacci lines off, and I'm going to increase the amount of candles in here. As we can see, it's been such a beautiful gain. When was this bottom? This bottom was pretty much December of 2018. That means we are, let's say, barely over 6 months in since that point. Okay, and its market's tripled. From this bottom, at around, let's just look at it this way and go like this. So we're going to count from in here. So January 2015, this thing was about 210. I'm not going to count this 150 low. I got to count areas where it wasn't that difficult to trade. So in here is where it was. And the 600 level, which is right here, that was a 3x move. That was the summer of 2016. 17, 18 months it took to get it that much back. And even further, if we do Fibonacci from that differential, 1139 and was it 210 or so, 215? The 61.8 came in at about 600. So therefore, that 600 level in here, it just stayed there. It didn't go down from that point, although technically its Fibonacci level really was here and it did resist it. But regardless, what I'm trying to state here is it took a year and a half to retrace a good portion of this with a good portion remaining. And that's exactly where we stand today. I'm going to push this fast forward button. It's taken a little over 6 months. It's almost at a 3x move from that bottom. And it's had a good retracement from this high with a good retracement still left to go. I want to finish this off within the single hour term time frame because this is the most exciting short-term chart that I am aware of. So we'll start off with a nice beautiful horizontal line because I like those. Before we do that, let's just go like that. And remove this annoying ad, remove this hide now, or push the hide now button, and push or put a line in here. All right then. So we come up to this level last night, or 2 nights ago rather, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then it comes back down to this 18 average low correctionary mode. And a failed attempt to break out, and then a very decent decline going from 93.28 down to 88 change. But obviously the low came in. So it comes up to this 18 average of lows, and it resisted a bit, but on the breakout attempt at 1900 hours, it doesn't do it, and then a phenomenal move to get up to and a bit beyond the 18 highs, which was then followed with, I'm going to call this 3 different periods of consolidation. As it had a little bit of a down move, but it's low, coming back to this area of resistance. And the follow through in the green was then put within this nice little pause, nice little hold candle. And then it was followed through up until this little ranking in here, or mounts there, showing strength amongst the 18 average of highs, which had this move that followed here. getting up to the short-term level of resistance, and now 3 periods of holding it. Meanwhile, still showing strength at the 18 average of highs as well. So a lot of good short-term look here as I'd be looking at it. And that's it for Bitcoin. I'm not going to cover too much more. I'm going to give a quick look on Litecoin, which is now down 4.2% against BTC, which tells me that over the last few moments that there's a small little down push. Not really. I guess if I count if I didn't see it before 9 o'clock, I guess. I can't remember the last time I looked at it. I thought it was down a bit more, or a bit less before the last time I looked at it. But things are down. Theta's down 2.4%. Ripple's down. I mean, I don't got as many coins on here, but when I look at my gainers, Binance coin against the U.S. dollar, which means it's pretty much it is the exact same percentage move as Bitcoin, so it's breaking even against BTC. Bitcoin Cash against the dollar, it's only up 1.3%, so it's down against Bitcoin. Then we got the Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar, SPY, silver, gold, silver again against the Canadian dollar. Now that's even. So nothing against Bitcoin is up. At least what I'm showing. And that will be it for today's video. Thank you, or this morning's. Whether I do another one or not yet, I'm not sure for the day. But thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.